Hey everyone, it's Brie and I'm back with another scrapbook process video, and this time it is for my last layout as the April guest designer for Ellie's studio. I wanted to thank Ellie and Megan for having me and inviting me to guest design for y'all in April. I had the best time designing with the April kit as well as the add-ons and new product. I just love Ellie's studio and it's so fun to work with, and I'm so excited to share this layout with y'all today. So as you can see, I am working with the best 6 by 8.5 paper stack, and I love showcasing patterns when I use a grid. So I like to have a white background as my base for a lot of my layouts, but I also love pattern paper, and a way for me to incorporate a bunch of different patterns where it works for me and my mind. I like to create a grid or cut up strips or hexagons or circles and be able to make them cohesive and make them flow. And grids are one of my favorite go-tos. So I cut 3 by 3 squares out of a few of the pattern papers in that paper stack, and I added some black outlining around each square, like making it doodly and sketchy looking, to make that black pop, because I do some stamping. Now I chose the Big Hugs stamp set, also part of the April release, as well as the die cut. So the Keep Smiling stamp is going to be the title of my page. It's the photo I'm using is of me and my friend Erica. We are at her crop in November. It's her like holiday creative weekend, and we had so much fun. This was the first time I met her, and I love her to death, and I know you guys all know Erica Rose Creates. She's amazing. So I had this really cute photo of us, and we're just cheesing it up, having an adult drink, and so I thought the Keep Smiling title would be perfect. So I stamped it in some black ink from my stash, and I die cut that out. And there's also a rainbow on the stamp set, and she has, I don't know if you can really tell, but she has a rainbow on her shirt. So I thought it would be fun to mimic that and have the rainbows throughout my layout. So I pulled out a couple Distress Oxide inks from my stash. I have saltwater taffy, seedless preserves, and salvaged patina, and those colors matched the colors in the paper stack. So I'm quickly stamping those out, and I'm going to die cut those out and then use them as ephemera on the rest of my page. So like I was saying, back to the grid designs, I like to treat each shape or whatever I'm using as its own little layout. They are so fun to do, and usually, well, not usually, I've done like smaller squares in the past when working with a grid, but I thought it would be fun to do 3 by 3 squares since I did have my photo a little bit bigger and it was already printed. So I thought, okay, let's just do larger squares and go with it. But you could totally, since I had the doodling or the doodle border around each of the squares, you could run it through your sewing machine. I thought about doing that with maybe some black thread, but I do like the look of like just the artsy doodle look when I draw the lines around the border. And I did distress all of the edges of the grid, and then I did, or the squares, I'm sorry, and I did pop all of those squares up on foam tape. Okay, so now I'm just embellishing and just going through the flower die cuts, as well as the April labels, and then the little pop outs that come in the April kit. Like the die cuts. So I added one of these tabs to the back of my photo, and I matted my photo with one of the pattern papers from that paper stack. And like I said, I'm just going through the embellishments, kind of playing, seeing what I like, taking things off. And here is where I kind of had more of an idea of where everything was going to go. In the beginning, I like to go through things and pick and choose, and some things weren't working, and making sure that I had all the color coverage around my page. Like I have some yellow up at the top right that came from one of the 3 by 4 cards, and I cut that out and had it like a subtitle. So it says Big Hugs, and I layered up one of the flowers and then one of those stamped and die cut rainbows up there. I have a few of those other white florals just throughout my page. I fussy cut a few of those like circular elements like I did in my first layout. It was from the paper stack as well. I cut those out to use as ephemera. I'm working with the puffy stickers. I added the 21 using the, I think it's the fuchsia puffy alphas. yeah, the fuchsia puffy alphas just for like the year. And then I'm going in with the puffy hearts and stars stickers, just adding in some of like the circle dots, like to be, just smaller details. But yeah, so I like eventually got all of everything put down and added just a few more touches. I've got some little florals here, and then I'm pulling in some of the hearts from that die cut pack. But this page is so colorful. I just love the colors in this kit. I love all the tiny little hearts and like just the shapes. And I like taking, like I've said before, those cards and turning some of those pieces or phrases into additional ephemera. It's so fun. So yeah, have you given a grid design? I know a lot of y'all do like grid designs, but if you do struggle with adding a bunch of different pattern paper, give a grid design a try. It's so fun to mix all the different patterns and treat each of those little squares like your own little layouts. So once again, thank y'all so much for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Thanks again to Elle Studio for having me. I hope you liked this page. I had a lot of fun making it. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.